Did that work? It is showing a black screen. I'm not sure if that worked. Oh boy, come on. Why is this so difficult now? Okay, just make sure I'm muted so I can pull up the stream. Okay, I see myself, I see the image, we are good. Excellent. Very good. Alright, Control C this. I'm just going to post it in Blue Sky because I have Blue Sky now and not Twitter. Alright, make this post. Okay, yep, that should work. Okay. Now, we can actually start the, actual stream side of the stream. It only took this long, right? Okay. So, this game is Xenoblade Chronicles 3, as you can see here. You might also notice that I am sorting by longest time, and it is in fact here. Now, I don't know how accurate the sort by longest time is, because I'm pretty sure Monster Hunter Rise should actually be my most played game, since it's at 800 something hours. But I have beaten Xenoblade 3. And not only have I beaten Xenoblade 3, I've beaten Xenoblade 3 4 times, this being the 5th time that I'm going to play it. That is nothing compared to how many times I've beaten Xenoblade 1, which I can't even count because I've beaten it, multiple times a year since it first came out on the Wii. I beat it multiple times on the 3DS, and I've beaten it at least 6 times on the Switch alone. Let me just yeah, I suppose I can double check real quick. Xenoblade 2 I have also beaten many times, but, you know what, this is gonna take too long to load. Just take my word for it, I've beaten the games a lot. I've also got Torna here, I've streamed Xenoblade X, I've only beaten that one twice, so it's actually my least played game, but point is, I'm familiar with the Xeno series. I am very familiar with this series. And Xenoblade 3 is an interesting game, because when I first beat it, I actually didn't like it very much. Then I beat it again, and I liked it a little bit more. And then Future Redeemed came out, and I beat it a third time along with Future Redeemed, and I loved it. And every time I've played it since, I've come to appreciate it more. And so, I really want to show off this game. I've been playing Metaphor ReFantazio, and it's been making me want to play Xenoblade. That game is very, very Xeno. I'm on the final dungeon. It's very, very good. But because it's been making me want to play it, I am going to. For those of you following me on Twitter, you will also see the Bayonetta games. I just recently beat those. And I suppose I can show you the games that I have on this Switch. But yeah. Alright, Xenoblade 3, starting the game now. I'm going to be using my alt profile here, because this is the one that has my original save game data, and I'm really particular about not wanting to delete that for games that only let me have one, even though it is best burb melee icon. So instead, we are going to be going with Lottie. While it is loading, I'm going to be right back so I can grab a drink of water, so hold for 1 moment. I'm back. I've moved my table around, or not my table, my desk around, and it's now, like, right next to my kitchen. Like, you guys could probably hear that. Alright, let's start a new game. I'm going to do normal. I will state it here and now that for the Zed fight, I probably am going to switch it to safety, because that dude's fight is, like, an hour and a half long. And it's really annoying losing at, like, the last phase and having to start over again. But I'm going to shut up now so you can hear the opening, because I love this opening.
Anniversary's gonna start without us, guys.
Yeah, I do apologize if you guys are hearing double audio. Like I'm playing this off of a TV that's also on my desk. I have it turned down like as low as it can go that I can still hear it.
Is it true though?
But if you guys can hear it, I apologize.
Yeah, saw them setting it up yesterday. There were loads of them. It'll be worth it, promise.
I love Xenoblade 3. Y'all can't understand how badly I popped off when I saw Alchemoth in that shot. I'm just saying. Hi, Alchemoth. Man, I remember when this game leaked and people were talking about how Uriah getting blown up like that was gonna be like a huge, like, spoiler and shit. And then it's just the opening cutscene. Also, I'm a little biased. Xenoblade 1 is my favorite game of all time, so I'm absolutely Team Keves. I love Xenoblade 2 as well, but I am particular to the Xenoblade 1 fan service.
What is it they need to stay alive? Water? Food? Certainly. But what we need most is life itself. Taking each other's lives.
I do think this is probably the strongest opening segment of Xenoblade. Xenoblade 2 is good for, like, setting the tone of the story, but nothing really happens. And then Xenoblade 1 is kind of just this, except less serious. I love the Battle of Sore Valley. It shows Dunban being a badass, and everybody loves Dunban being a badass. But I really like the battle between Colony 9 and I think this is Colony Gamma. I can never remember which one this one is. Clearly doesn't matter because they lose this battle and they're never. I think they're only mentioned like one more time past this, but.
Cripple them! Aim lower!
Man, I just love the imagery of the Pharaohs just sucking the life out of the dead soldiers. It's like the art direction of Xenoblade 3 is unmatched. This shot specifically with the console, the Mobius on top. I fucking love it.
Fighting in order to live, and living to fight. That's the way of our world. Ionios.
I love Henry McIntyre. Like,
irony that it should mean
the
eternity.
Shulk is an amazing, Adam Howden is an amazing voice actor, but I don't really like him as a person very much. But his job with Shulk is fucking fantastic. But I think Henry McIntyre is probably my favorite of the protagonist voice actors. I wasn't able to watch all of his streams of this game, but I watched a couple of clips and stuff, and he seems like a really chill dude. And some of his voice work in this game is fucking phenomenal. Chapter 5. I'm just saying, if you've played this game and you know Chapter 5, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Alright. Now, unfortunately, this tutorial is a little lame, because I just have to auto-attack. But it's whatever. Can I actually change the camera yet? So, in Xenoblade 1, in my most recent replay, actually I could just show you. Because I'm pretty sure I took a screenshot of it. Oh, yeah, you can see screenshots from Torna. I was replaying Torna like 2 days ago because I fucking love Torna. Where is it? Ah, here we go. So, yeah, I was messing around with different camera angles, and I ended up going with something like this, and it worked surprisingly well. Like, it got a little weird at first, and for some boss fights I did have to, like, zoom out and stuff. But I used it again in Torna with Mithra as my main POV. Excuse me. With Mithra as my main POV. And it worked out pretty well in that too. So I'm gonna try and do it in Xenoblade 3. But I'm not sure how that will work, largely because, Ouroboros and stuff, and larger enemies will, like, affect the camera. It looks like it's already over the shoulders, kinda. I can't really, like, move it to the side. I'm not gonna be reading a lot of the tutorials unless it's something I just blatantly don't remember how to do, because, again, I have beaten this game like 5 times. Also, I love Lucky 7. It's such a cool sword. The Minato 2 is still my favorite Minato, but Lucky 7 is up there. I don't really like Pyra's sword, which is unfortunate. I think it kind of looks dumb. Mithra's sword I really like, how it's just like a great sword, and I like the little wings that fold down. The third sword exists. I don't really have any opinion on Numa's sword, it's just kind of there. Okay, no, that's not true. I don't like how long the blade of Numa's sword is, because it, like, clips through the floor in, like, every single fucking cutscene. The Minato 1 is the Minato 1, it's iconic, everybody likes it, I like it. It's not my favorite form of the Minato, but it's the Minato 1. The Minato 3, I kind of feel the same way about Numa's sword. I don't like that it clips through the ground in New Game Plus when you're running around. That's like my biggest pet peeve with the Monado 3, so I just don't use it, and I usually just use the Monado 2. Or Junk Sword. I don't do New Game Pluses very often because I think it ruins a lot of the fun. But when I have, I've usually done the Junk Sword. The replica and I forget how many replicas there are. There's 5 of them, I think, right? Rudra, I can't remember any of the others. Rudra is the one that I usually go for the enemy in Xenoblade 1. Those are all good. The Monado Rex, I love. I think that is the best Shulk weapon, is the Rex Plus, specifically. And I love that it came back for Future Redeemed. But Lucky 7, the Veiled Sword, Truth Singer, whatever you want to call it, I fucking love this thing. My last replay of Xenoblade 3 I used Noah's main class sword fighter with Lucky 7 in order to beat Zed, and I had everyone in their base classes. Excuse me.
What about our backer?
And it wasn't too difficult, but
Looks like they're busy guarding the
I'm
artillery.
probably
They're
not
not
going
going
to do
anywhere.
that again. Fair
Anyone's
warning.
moving right now, it's us.
I love Lovenesses. I wish there was an explanation for how they existed, but I love Lovenesses. They're so cool. Honestly, I wish there was an explanation for how this existed, is kind of my biggest issue with Xenoblade 3 as a whole. A lot of it is left up to subtext, and that's fine. Personally, I wish there was a bit more tangible explanations for stuff. And yes, I have read the art book. I know who is in Lucky 7, for example. But I don't know. I would have liked more solid stuff, but for the most part, I think Xenoblade 3 leaving a lot to theming and subtext does work in its favor. Oh, yep, here, this is what I was talking about with the camera shifting automatically to fight larger monsters. I am, like, actively fighting muscle memory to let Noah attack 3 times in a row, because I was just playing Torna, and in Torna on Viking 2, the amount of auto attacks before you cancel an art is actually important. I love this attack that Ulala does. I'm not actually sure how you're supposed to pronounce that. I've always pronounced it Ulala. Maybe that's just the, PC fan in me talking. Break, couple, dings, and then overclock and buster. I like that Lucky 7 can use Monado Buster like that, and it's just never explained. It just can. Which, like, I suppose knowing who's inside what the sword is, that makes sense. I will preface this that I'm not good at spoiler gating these games, and I might slip up and mention something. You're just gonna have to deal with that. Knowing who is inside the weapons, it makes sense that they can use Monado Buster. I just think it's really funny that it just can do that, and it's never explained or referenced. Like, Noah's sword, Lucky 7, is a special sword, like all of the other Xenoblade protagonists, and there are things about it being special that are referenced, but the fact it can just do Monado Buster is never brought up, which I think is really funny. I don't know why, but I love that kill specifically. Like, just the desperation of the falling down thrust. I don't know. This game's imagery is on point. And then, of course, dude gets squished by fucking the mech. Although, I always feel like when the thing comes down on him, we should see some of the red cubes, like, puff out. I think that would have been neat, but I can see why they didn't. It wasn't really necessary. Also, we don't really know if the red motes of light work like that anyway.
Victory is ours! We won! We won!
We won!
Your lives are ours! Your lives are ours!
I will say, when I first played this, this scene right here caught me off guard a little bit. Or not this one, but the one that's coming up with Lance. Lance was a lot more aggressive with Noah and the party than I was expecting, because I was kind of just expecting him to be Ryan but Machina, and he's not. But I kind of like that he's not just Ryan, and that he does have a bit of a different attitude. He's a bit more combative. Also, Melia, best girl. I love Melia. Melia Antiqua is my favorite fictional character of all time. I know it's not, but after playing Future Redeemed, that really looks like Glimmer. I'm pretty sure the implication is that it's supposed to be
Every one
Noah,
of us
but
is born looking
I
like
don't know,
this.
to me that always looked like Glimmer after Future Redeemed.
As soldiers.
For the record, I know
weapons,
it's not
slaying
Glimmer, because
Agnians.
Glimmer is Agnian
Yes.
and also a founder,
All of us live only.
but just like
Fine.
the hair color and general face kind of gives me Glimmer vibes.
Cut that out! Stupid Noah!
Nice one, Lance.
Too early for that. Look, it's you they're after here.
Just take out their attackers and we're golden. They're gonna get it handed to them.
I love Uni as well. Honestly, I'm just really
You're as
partial to
slippery as
Hyentia.
Noah sometimes.
I really like Hyentia. I don't know why.
Uni!
They're my favorite race,
Shit never shuts up!
like in the entire series, including 2, and
Range
like the
darts.
Mimiazones and X,
Easy.
and all of the aliens. I just really like the bird people. I like the sad bird lady the most, but sassy bird lady is also very good. Also, this is technically my second time streaming Xenoblade 3. It's just the first time actually doing any story stuff.
Didn't account for Kite. I snuffed this up.
Excuse me again. I'm not sure what exactly the last stream I did, because it was like either last year or the year before that. No, it had to have been last year, because it was after Future Redeemed came
You
out,
okay?
I'm pretty sure.
Uni!
At any
Cheers for
rate,
that.
it was
You're a
the
lifesaver, you are.
Gauntlet mode, the,
Sparking dead weight.
what was it called? Arcsage's Gauntlet? The, like, roguelike mode. I think I did a stream of that, and it was pretty fun.
Change of plan.
I actually love the
Kite.
roguelike mode. I end up
keep
playing
firing
it a
and don't
lot while I go through the game. So it'll
Whatever you want.
probably make an appearance on this.
Go ballistic. Just draw their attention.
I'll get into my
what we're
plans
after
for
here.
what streaming
Is that
this is
lame
going
duck.
to be. once
Yorin?
He's
get
blocking
out
up
of
the path.
cutscenes.
Why bother?
Thing is, the brat's still a decent healer. Get it?
Ah, right. So we're playing by the book here.
Pisses me off. But the fight will be good as one.
Yeah!
Also, I just want to say that I love the subtle replica Monado influence on all of the Keves weapons. Like, obviously they have the blue ether light blades that replica Monado technology is known for, but I like that you can see, like, what would be Monado art rooms on a couple of the weapon designs.
can we
Like,
flank 'em?
obviously Noah's there has the big central one. I don't really see one on Yorin's there, but like the generic Kavesi sword there, you can see it. It's got one right above the
They're
hilt.
not in their usual formation.
I'm pretty sure the generic Lance big greatsword
what?
shield thing also has one.
We're snuffed.
You can kind of
just
see
decoy,
one
so they're
on
really after-
Yuni's like fan bit of her gun rod.
Quick thinking, Lance.
But specifically, I like it because of the generic Kavesi swords. The outline is like identical to the first replica Monado that
Hold out forever.
Rex gets, or not Rex, Shulk gets. It's got like the same little like bit of metal connecting the rings and stuff that I just think is a very small touch, but a very nice touch.
Lands! You stay put. They want to take you out the running. Yeah, but don't you leave that snuffing spot. Why would you? All that I am is yours. Now you can carry on.
You should have done that much sooner.
Get off me. Had to go and play the hero, didn't he?
You really think you could have taken them?
Well, that was unfortunate. My
I
TV
think
just
Yorin
lost
did the
signal
right
for a
thing.
second. It was only
If he
for
hadn't
a
used his
second, but I
powers
hope
back
that doesn't
there,
happen in
you'd have been
gameplay.
first out of the running.
Yeah, but still. Didn't have to go get himself killed for it.
Come on. He was trying to protect you. He lured in Garvel's gang. Gave us a chance to turn it around.
Ugh.
You know who wasn't up to it? We weren't.
Yeah, but just stop it! No more arguing. It's my fault. I should have just done a better job. Then we'd have won.
Hey,
So much for getting to the final, huh? Sorry. I let us down on your big day. I'm so sorry.
what big day?
The birthday.
What?
Whose?
Yours, dummy. It's your second term, right? Remember?
Ah.
Hey, morning. I just saw
A
your
win
message.
would have been a nice surprise. Lance
Playing
was pretty
Xenoblade
fired up
3.
too, weren't ya?
Cut it out.
I know I've told you to play it before, but
Hey.
I don't know if you ever actually did.
What?
Punk Gen.
He'll apologize, right?
Might do, might not.
We each have a
Assuming you are
lifespan of
the
10 years.
punk gen that is
We
my
call them
friend,
terms.
IRL.
Life begins with our first term and ends at the
I
close of our
forget that.
10th.
If that's your child.
And over the
If
course
it's
of those
not,
10
then you're
years,
some random person, but
we
I'm pretty
fight
sure you're the person I'm
continually.
thinking of.
Though in reality, there aren't that many who can hold their flame for the whole 10 years. Most lose their lives on the battlefield.
I
before
love
they
this
reach
song
year
that's
10.
playing in the background right now.
But those who do survive to the end.
Alright, well, do you want
Are
me
honored
to give
with
you
special
a
service.
quick rundown for what Xenoblade 3 is
Call it
without spoilers?
The homecoming.
Because you're coming in a little bit late into the establishing
Morning, Yarn.
cutscene.
Hey, Noah. Morning. Morning, Lance.
Get a move on. Quick, we're gonna miss the homecoming.
Honestly, I'm just gonna let this scene play because it kind of explains it better than I could. But I'll give a
First one they've ever
breakdown
had here,
in a
right?
sec.
Yeah, isn't it awesome?
That's Riku, the little Napon with the afro. I fucking love Riku. He's got like a Giga Chad voice. It's amazing. Alright, so this is a homecoming. This kind of sets the tone for what Xenoblade 3 is.
Whoa! Even the queen's come out.
So that's
I
Her
know.
Majesty, huh?
Wow, I've never seen her before.
The queen there is Melia Antiqua. She is my favorite fictional character and my favorite Xenoblade character. She is one of the party members from Xenoblade 1, and you will see why I love her so much when you play it. Oh, my screen just cut out again. That's unfortunate. Look, it's back.
So cool! I heard the stories, but this is just wild. That's gonna be me someday. Just you try and stop me. You guys too. You're totally making it with me.
Of course!
And you, Noah, right?
Huh? Sure. Yeah, you bet.
Our lives came from the Queen, and we all lived for a chance to take part in the homecoming. The chance to return to the Queen's embrace. Carrying out 10 years of service fighting. That was our whole world. Nobody ever thought to question it. Until that day.
That is not Shulk, the protagonist of Xenoblade 1. I know he looks like it, but that is not Shulk. That is a character named Chris.
you have
There are
to.
going to be a lot of times where I just don't talk during this game
shouldn't be
because of
sending those
the
guys off,
tone
Violet.
of the scene.
What?
And that was
Why
kind of
not?
one of those
Why are
instances.
you like this, Noah? It's Agnes, our enemy.
Well, yeah. They don't have an officer, though, to send them.
Yeah, they all bit the dust thanks to us.
So what?
Look, there's no rule not to.
Then what? You're just gonna keep going? I don't get you, Noah.
I know we're putting our lives on the line, but still.
Yeah, we get it already.
Friend or foe, someone has to lay them
Unity.
to rest. For that is my role as an officer.
Right?
Is my voice that deep?
Shot at you. I wasn't trying to be anyone specific. Right, I've had about enough of all this depressing crap. Let's head back and hit the showers. I'm all gunked up with blood and sweat.
Bye, transport. Guess we missed it again.
Oh, bollocks!
Also, yes, if you've never played Xenoblade, it's very British.
Noah always does this. How many times is it we've had to walk home now?
Okay, so now that we are out of cutscene hell, I'll give a bit of a spoiler-free lore exposition for what Xenoblade 3 is. The world is called Ionios, and it is both physically and of its people, the nations, made up of the combined worlds of Xenoblades 1 and 2. The descendants of Xenoblade 1 are called the Nation of Keves, and it's who this party is made up of. They're identifiable by the Mechon-like black robots, their black armor, and sort of gold accents. The Xenoblade 2 people are the Nation of Agnes, and the other half of the party is made up of them. Within the world of Ionios, we saw it in the beginning opening cutscene that you missed. The worlds of Xenoblade 1 and 2 literally crashed into each other, and that is how Ionios was formed. Most of the parties from 1 and 2 are not present. However, Shulk and Rex are party members in the DLC expansion, and Melia and Nia, who are also party members, are the respective queens of Keves and Agnes. Within the world of Ionios, every single person is given a 10-year lifespan, except for Melia and
we the
Nia,
last ones here?
because they come
Sorry,
from the
I made you
original
wait.
worlds.
It's fine. We're used to it.
Each member of the nation is born from life energy given by Melia and Nia, kind of. That's not actually how it works, but again, trying to be spoiler-free. They are given a maximum lifespan of 10 years. They spend the first time in those pods, the first year in those pods, and then starting from their second year, which is referred to as a term, on, they are trained as soldiers. I believe it's third or fourth term they actually go out to, like, fight and shit. And then after that, you spend the rest of your short life killing the people of the other nation. For each person you kill, you absorb their flame, and the flame is important because each of the giant mechs that all of the soldiers live under have a flame clock that measures the overall life energy remaining of each of the soldiers of that colony. So you need to kill people from your opposing nation in order to gain enough life energy to try and make it throughout the 10 years of your life. Most people don't do that because they end up getting killed for that very reason, which is what people like Noah, who are Offseers, are for. And that's the very basic rundown of Xenoblade 3. That's this really fucked up world where everybody lives to kill everybody else, and you don't really have any say in the matter.
I guess having the upper hand doesn't guarantee your safety.
Colony Sigma were fighting frantically for their lives.
Colony Sigma, that's who it was. Oh right, Colony Gamma is the one that Mio is from, isn't it? The Xenoblade 1 Keves, no, I'm getting it back. The Keves colonies are numbered like the colonies from Xenoblade 1. So, like, Noah is from Colony 9, but it's a different Colony 9 than the Colony 9 in Xenoblade 1. Although you do actually get to go to the Colony 9 as it appears in Xenoblade 1 in the expansion pass, which is really neat. And, for example, the Agnian colonies are named after Greek letters, I believe, of the alphabet. So there's, like, Colony Gamma, Colony Sigma. There is no Colony Alpha, but there is a character named Alpha, and he is the antagonist of the DLC expansion. If you are planning on playing the Xenoblade Chronicles trilogy, I heavily recommend you go in order by release. So Xenoblade 1, Xenoblade 2, Torna, Future Connected, 3, and then Future Redeemed. You can throw X in there as well. In fact, I would very strongly recommend playing X, especially before Future Redeemed in 2. But you don't necessarily have to. I'm also just going to be the Xeno person and say that you should totally play Xenogears and Xenosaga as well before Future Redeemed. Future Redeemed is not just the conclusion to the Xenoblade trilogy, it's the, like, it's a celebration of the entire Xeno series. So, like, there's a Xenogears reference in it. There's very, very explicit Xenosaga references that have, like, huge lore, like, implications in Future Redeemed. So definitely play Xenosaga before you play Future Redeemed. But Future Redeemed, I absolutely loved. I'm at the point where I'm legitimately torn between Shadow of the Erdtree, Elden Ring's DLC, and Future Redeemed for being my favorite pieces of expanded content in existence. Like, both of them took things that I didn't like for their base game and improved them. And, like, just the overall experience was so solid that, like, for Shadow of the Erdtree, I literally beat it, started a fresh new character, and then beat it again because it was so good that I didn't want it to be over, so I just played it twice in a row. And Future Redeemed, like, as its name implies, it really redeemed Xenoblade 3 in a lot of ways for me. Because I had a lot of issues, specifically with the end, like, last chapter of Xenoblade 3. And I can't really explain why without going into heavy spoilers for what the Xeno series is like, but there were some things that are present in other Xeno games that weren't in 3's ending, and it kind of annoyed me a little bit. But a lot of that stuff is in Future Redeemed. Also, that right there is a gimmick for Xenoblade 3. You can find corpses around and play them, or send them off for, oh, my screen just turned off again, that's really annoying. You can send them off for colony affinity points, which are necessary for unlocking, various side quests and stuff. One of the biggest pieces of advice I can give for anyone playing Xenoblade is do the side quests. Xenoblade 1 side quests aren't really all that in-depth. Some of them are. Hiccups again. I'm sorry about that. Xenoblade 1 side quests, a lot of them are just generic. Get them from no-name NPCs, and they're just EXP basically. But a lot of the bosses are designed around you doing the side quests and exploring to get bonus XP. So, like, in Xenoblade 1, a lot of people are caught off guard by the first Zord fight, because they just haven't been doing side quests, and then they'll go and fight Zord and get their asses kicked. In Xenoblade Future Connected, which is the expansion of 1, they started doing it a lot closer to Xenoblade 2's style, and I actually love the side quests in Future Connected. I think they're some of the best parts of that game. And yes, I do consider each game and expansion its own entry. Monolith themselves do, and if it's good enough for Monolith to do it, it's good enough for me to do it. Xenoblade X, the game is literally side quests. Like, the base game story of Xenoblade X is like 12 hours long, and like 98% of that game's content is you exploring Nero and doing the side quests. Most of like the hero quests equivalent are side quest content. A lot of the party members are missable if you don't like explore around and do content. Like off the top of my head, I remember Celica is. I don't remember the other ones. It's the last time I played Xenoblade X was when I put the videos up and was emulating it because they have never ported it and I really want them to. So I'm like, well, I'm really hoping that X is like the next game that cuts on Switch because we had 2 and then a port of 1 and then 3, so I'm hoping a port of X is next, just so I can have all 4 of them together on my home screen. So I've been like holding off on replaying X. That's a tangent, though. In Xenoblade 2, the side quests work very, very differently to Xenoblade 1. There's a lot less of them, but each one of them is a little more involved, and like, a good amount of them require going to like entirely different loading screen titans, and a fair amount of them are designed to be done like as you progress the story. So like there's one you get really, really early on in Gormott that you can't actually finish until going to, I think, Morgardane, which is the third Titan you visit. Also, I love that line from Uni right there. Like, no, you dumbass, swimming around in a pond does not count as bathing, you idiot. Xenoblade 2's expansion, also X doesn't have an expansion, which is another reason why I hope it gets ported, because Xenoblade X's story is infamously not finished. It's the developer statement from, I think, Takahashi, which is the main dude behind the entire Xeno series, so you know I'm gonna take his word for it, was that Xenoblade X was only like 30%, the version of what we got was only like 30% of the intended vision for that game. So like, I would really like to see it finished at some point, and explain who the Black Knight is, and like what the Neozones are, and what exactly is something about this planet, and all of that shit. But Xenoblade 2's expansion, Torn of the Golden Country, basically did X things, but in mainline, and it really threw people off, and like, for a while there, Torna had a bad reputation among Xenoblade fans, because a lot of the story progress is blocked by what is called the community level. There is a community block at level 1 to 2, and then another one where you have to be level 4 to get to it, but you'll most likely be at, like, still community level 2, so you have to rank it up to 3, and then again to 4. And a lot of people don't really like that, but again, you should be doing as many side quests as you can in between, like, major story events. Like, explore and do side quests in this game. You do not want to avoid that shit. So, it's always been a really weird complaint for me. But it's one that exists. And then Xenoblade 3 follows up on Xenoblade 2 and Future Connected, but also changed it up a little bit, where, like, a lot of things that you would think are main game content aren't, and are actually side content. Like, a lot of the hero quests are side content, but a lot of them are ones you have to do to progress the story. So, like, for example, not Ethel, but, like, what's his name, Valdi? Valdi, for example, is technically considered a side quest, but, like, you literally can't play Xenoblade 3 without doing Valdi's side quest. So it's a really weird thing where, like, some things are labeled as side content where they shouldn't be, and some things are labeled as main content that shouldn't be. Like, there's a fetch quest that takes you all over Ionios in the very last chapter of the game. But it's kind of just tedious because you have explored the entire world, so, like, you can just fast travel around. But that fetch quest is considered, like, main plot content, and it's really weird. And then Future Redeemed, which is 3's expansion, did the X-Torna thing, where the community level came back, but it's no longer, like, plot content gated, which is good. A lot of people like that. Honestly, Future Redeemed is, like, the best game in the series. Well, it's hard for me to say that because I do like the world of Ionios, and I love all of the gameplay changes and, like, refinements in Future Redeemed. I think it has the best open world. I think it has by far the best progression system. You literally can't do anything in Future Redeemed without it mattering to your character's growth, and I think that's really good. But I struggle to call something the best of something when it's just an expansion pass, and also you need to play, like, 9 other games to get the full intended experience out of it. So, it's not very new player friendly. But if you've been around for the entire Xeno series, or have played the entire Xeno series, then Future Redeemed is as peak fiction as something is possible of being. So... oh, man, why does the screen keep doing that? If I just unplug and replug the HDMI cable in, will that, like, kill the stream? Because I'm not really sure why my TV keeps losing connection. Also, I'm not really going to be faffing about picking up every single collectible item that's on the ground, but, you know, they're good to collect while you explore, so... And also, you should be exploring in Xenoblade games. Like, you do not want to just beeline for each town and story objective.
They're from Colony 9. Noah, will you do the honors?
Corpse found. I'm making brevity of it, but I do genuinely love the off-seeing and, like, how they tied in the cruelty of Ionios into the exploration, because, like, this game is, like, bravo theming. It is so good. Its strongest point is its story and theming. And I just love all of the ways that it's directly tied into your gameplay. Like, the menus are diegetic. The map is diegetic. You can find corpses around because the game will not let you remember that Ionios is not the most fucked up thing someone could ever think of. I just love the stuff like that. Okay, there's my screen again. Boy, okay, if it's gonna keep doing this, it's gonna be really fucking annoying. At least it's not showing up on the computer, so I can still, like, see what's happening, but there's a delay. I'm gonna try and play it off of the display here and see how hard it is. It's not impossible. It's a little hard to read the text, though.
Keep going. Right. Let's push on.
You hear that, Noah? Lance wants something a little meatier. Here's Colony 9. I love Colony 9 in this game. Honestly, the mech design in Xenoblade 3, I think, is the best in the entire Xeno series. I like a lot of Gears. I like a lot of Saga. The faces are neat. The mechon are neat. Artifice Ion is kind of just Deus, but lamer. But I fucking love the Feronises in Xenoblade 3. I think they're all amazing. I can't really think of any that I don't like in Xenoblade 3. No, that's not true. I'm not a big fan of the two generic ones. The, like, big turtle Kavesi colony one that shows up in a lot of, like, generic cutscenes. That one's kind of lame. It looks like a giant pill bug. And I'm not really a fan of the generic Agnian one either, but it's not as bad as the pill bug. Alright, so whenever you see a star like this above a character's name, you should talk to them. I might end up accidentally skipping a lot of this dialogue, because again, I have played and beaten this game like 5 times. But I will try not to. I'm also not going to be reading the dialogue because that is too much effort. So yeah, that's another example, this line of dialogue right here that we just had about how fucked up Ionios is. You specifically need to kill someone with a blade in, like, melee combat, basically. There are some gun blades, like Uni has a gun, Wamba has a gun, but you still need to be, like... You can't just fire an artillery shell into a colony and get everyone's life that way. You need to be the one to kill another person in order to not die yourself. And, like, in the opening cutscene and with that dialogue just there, like, it's kind of seen as bad manners to just fire an artillery shell and kill a bunch of people because you're preventing the people of your own colony from getting the life that would have kept them alive by doing it. So not only does it not work, but it's actively frowned upon to try and get around personally ending another person's life in this world. Also, here's the scene that's probably gonna get this video demonetized, but I'm not gonna make any money off of it anyway, probably. Also, I like that Noah kept his fucking hair up in the shower. Like, I've done that before. But it's usually been because, like, I was home from work and exhausted and didn't think to take my hair down. But I notice it's up when I go to wash my hair. I'm like, shit. But no, he just keeps his hair in the ponytail, even in the shower and in the bath.
After what happened?
I guess, yeah.
Can't even have a bath scene in this game without trauma.
Still hurt?
No. I can't say I'm totally over it, but I'm getting there. I've sent so many of our comrades.
There's Riku.
A lot's happened. Both for me and those sent on. Anyway, worry about him.
Feathers are a bitch to dry.
Poor guy. Pushes himself too hard.
What can we do? He's been like this for ages.
So I've always wondered what Lance's injury actually was there.
He never got to apologize.
I think the implication
so...
is he gets shot in the arm, but like I'm pretty
know.
sure the shield blocked that, so I have no idea.
You guys talking about the battle?
And like he doesn't have a
Don't worry about
gunshot
the
with him
bonus
not his
points,
armor or anything,
'cause
so
I'll
I have no
grab
idea what
them
that
all.
injury was supposed to be.
The snuff you on about? I'll have you know I clocked up a fair bit more.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm the one who took the heavy off its hinges. They give you loads of points.
Ooh,
I like
big
how
deal.
Noah stares
If that
directly
heel
at
had
Lance's
come a few
dick
seconds
there.
later, you'd be sleeping in the dirt.
Yeah, no, that
That's
was
where you
part of the
just
plan.
get a better look.
You
Yeah.
couldn't tell.
Real smooth there,
I
Noah.
just felt like giving you the credit. But don't worry, you can thank me later.
Huh? You're a right muppet, Lance.
I love Xenoblade. I love that Xenoblade is
Alright,
British.
then.
It's one of my favorite things
Off to
about
bed
this
with
series.
me.
It's only a localization thing.
All that
But I
walking's
love
really
that they
done a number on
decided
me.
to stick
I'm
with it.
sorry.
It makes X kind
Come
of a
on,
sore thumb and
let's
stick out a
go.
little bit because everyone's American
Yeah.
in that. But it like makes sense because you're playing in a setting called New Los Angeles. It would be weird if everybody was British. But
Might do some spot maintenance on our gear.
I love just how unabashedly
very
British
diligent.
Xenoblade 3 is. Rest to max. Resting, very serious business. That's probably a terrible Riku impression, because his voice is way deeper than I am capable of going.
An emergency assembly.
It's the crack of dawn, guys.
Why?
No idea. We better take a look.
To get to the assembly point, we got to run through the Ferronis interior.
I love that line in universe. Like, obviously out of universe, that's just to tell the player how to get up the little ramp there, in case they, like, couldn't see that it was a ramp that you could climb, I guess. But, like, just the implication of in-universe Lance going to Noah, the leader of the group who has been in Colony 9. Sorry, excuse me, coughing again. Talking to the leader of the group who's been in Colony 9 as long as he has, and just being like, hey, Noah, this assembly room that we were probably at, like, yesterday, because there was a big battle, and presumably they would have had to go there and, like, give us orders. Just in case you forgot, in the, like, 8 years that you've been living here, go up the ramp. It's just really funny to me. Anybody in the commander's office? I don't think there was. Not anyone I can talk to at least. But... So I do think that's a little bit of interesting lore, this dialogue right here. Colony 9's console apparently isn't around very often, and it's never really brought up a whole lot.
Remind me, what are we lining up for here?
Royal decree from the
Up
castle.
here's when we get to hear
They
Riku
say
talk
an
for the
enemy
first time.
armored units approaching this area. Come on, man. I just got to sleep and everything.
Friend's fault for staying up late.
I love Riku's
And
voice.
whose fault was it I couldn't sleep? I asked you to do the maintenance on my power frame, but you totally messed up my settings.
Uh-huh. That probably different frame. Riku is popular guy pun, crushed by weight of fans asking to do favors. Sometimes mix up orders. Man, if configs bamboozle, why not fix by self?
That's why I didn't get any sleep, furball.
I'm here to announce
Also,
today's
Lance's
mission.
pose there is very Xenoblade 2. Like, I'm pretty
have
sure
one
Rex
target.
makes that
It's
exact
currently on course for the
animation at,
suppression
like,
area
4 different
here.
instances in 2.
Judging from the mass, it's expected to be large in size.
Here's the diegetic map I
And
was
based on
talking
its
about.
speed, we estimate it will reach the Alfeto Valley at 0100 hours. Notably, the target's emitting a considerable amount of ether energy. As for your mission, Deploy at the canyon by the designated time. Investigate and destroy the source of ether.
Commander, one question.
Go.
About this target. Can we assume it's from Agnes?
We don't know. We haven't been able to confirm, but it seems that they're also gunning for it. This would suggest it should be seen as part of a different enemy force. Combat with Agnian troops in the area is also expected. Details will be sent to your Iris after deployment.
So here's the first little
Clear?
wrinkle. There's
You are to
apparently
remain
some
vigilant throughout the
mysterious
operation.
third enemy
Dismiss.
force in Ionios that isn't Kevis or Agnes. Again, I know what it is. I have beaten this game 5 times. I know exactly who is going to be showing up. But I am trying not to spoil people intentionally just in case they haven't played this game. Since all of them are on screen right now, I'm just going to give a quick little rundown for the Xenoblade 1 or Keves races for people who haven't played it or don't know. Noah is a Homs. Lance, who is next to him, is a Machina, so is Mwamba on the far side. Riku is a Nopon or Nopon, depending on which version you are playing. And the chick with the bird wings is Uni, and she is a Hyentia. The Hyentia are my favorite. Machina are distinguishable by their two-tone skin and the metal filigree. They are literally robots. Nopon are the tiny little fuzzy guys. Homs are the generic-looking humans on Keves. And Hyentia are identifiable by their head wings of various lengths. Okay, my TV is cutting out like every couple of seconds now, so give me like half a second. Hopefully this doesn't kill the stream.
Noah, move those trotters.
Okay, I moved over to a different HDMI slot entirely, and it's still doing
Let's
great.
get ourselves kitted out with some good gear for the road ahead.
Oh well. I suppose I could just play off of the stream, but it would be a little annoying.
There's so much choice.
Bronze Temple Guard, yes, all of this works. Oh, right, X is the pause button. Again, I was just playing Torna. In Torna, it's the plus button. I'm probably going to make that mistake a lot. I think it's really funny that the game's accessory tutorial makes you unequip a attacker accessory to equip a tank accessory on the attacker when Lands realistically already is a tank, and like it was literally established in the last scene that he took an injury because he is so reckless, so giving him an accessory to give more HP would be fitting not only in gameplay but also in story. But no, they're like, Noah is a squishy little twink, give him the HP, even though if you're playing Xenoblade 3 well, Noah shouldn't be getting attacked anyway. So I think it's kind of funny that Riku's hair doesn't have any, like, shading on it. Nope, there. Do it again. Like I said, gotta make that mistake a lot, probably. Doesn't really matter to me. I'll give it to Uni, because Marbard has something. Realistically, Uni shouldn't be fighting much of anything, but...
What to buy?
That might be good for Uni. Oh, except I can't actually afford it because I'm broke. Oh well. I'm so used to money not mattering in Xenoblade 3 that the first time I actually checked to buy something, what do you know, it doesn't fucking work. This is literally just a collection side quest, so I do not care too terribly much about the nature of it. This is the Collectopedia. I am not going to be using this a lot. I almost never do in Xenoblade 3. There is stuff you can do, you get rewards for it. It is worth doing if you want to. But the game is still absolutely completable. You can beat the game without doing it. And quite frankly, I tend to just forget it exists in the first place unless a side quest specifically requires me to use it. Honestly, I forget about the Collectopedia in Xenoblade 1 a lot as well. I think I've only ever completed that like once in my entire life. Wasn't Xeon? Yeah, Xeon's here. This is Xeon. He's gonna be a playable, well, not playable, but he's a party member later. He is one of the heroes, which are optional party members that you can swap in and out of your party. So yeah, everyone in the party, with one exception, is a 9th termer. That is important. That means they have 1 year left to live, basically. The little tattoos, the red tattoos on their bodies, are called term markers, and they actually just straight up show how much longer someone has left to live. So, like, every single person in Ionios knows exactly how long everyone else will live, including themselves.
Let's go! I'll back you up!
Fight with focus!
Also, new to Xenoblade 3 is you can fight in the water. Like, honestly, that's kind of the biggest part about this tutorial, is just showing that, yeah, you can fight in the water. It's kind of brought up earlier with the, battle on the island on the way to, Colony Island, that you could do it there as well. But this is like in your face, yes, there is explicit battle and you can fight in the water, which is not in any of the other Xenoblade games. If I was playing better, I would be hiding. I'd be hanging out in this little attack puddle, but I don't really do that unless I actually have to. And also, sometimes Uni just drops them in really inconvenient places, like was there.
Come here! I got something for you! Thanks!
Also, yes, if you hear the very loud flute in this song, you're gonna hear it a lot. The flute is the main instrument for like 80% of this game's soundtrack. It ties into the setting, it's very good. A lot of the music is fantastic, but you will notice the flute. It does stand out compared to other games in the series, and some songs definitely work better than others. I don't really like the main battle theme of Xenoblade 3 a whole lot. The one we just heard. I think there are other... I think it's called Keves Battle. I think there are other songs that work a lot better. The Elite Battle theme, for example, is one of my favorite battle themes in the entire series.
Hear that, Noah? Lance wants something a bit meatier.
Those chewy radishes and clusterels should be growing nearby, I reckon.
Then let's snap them up.
Also, this isn't a Pokemon call-out, but, like, the fact that this game exists on the same hardware as Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is really depressing on Pokemon's side, because, like, this game looks fantastic and runs really, really well for most of the time. Like, Arithia C kind of runs like dicks, but most of the game runs really well and looks fantastic. And then you go play Scarlet and Violet, and the world looks terrible, all of the textures are terrible, the lighting can look decent but usually doesn't, and like, the game runs at a max of like 15 frames a second if you're lucky. It's just really unfortunate.
We just had to persevere.
So yeah, for doing this, for doing this Collectopedia card, I got a pair of foot gear, which I could equip to, I think it's Lance who benefits from it. But I already gave Lance the headgear.
Smarts. Here we go, guys.
Leave it to me. I'll have them crying by the end.
Come here! I got something for you! Thanks! Uppercut! Slap! Break! Topple! Hey! This isn't too bad! Good job! Arrow burst! I'm here! You're on fire, Land! Better intent, Tamara.
We're just getting warmed up.
Let's do something like that. It's clicking the stick. In Torna, it's up plus Y. In Xenoblade 1, I think it's just the up button. You dare! I love you, Eddie. The sassy British bird lady is almost as good as the sad British bird lady. Almost. Oh, there's Noah's term marker on the back of his hand. Riku and Alnapon don't have term markers. They are exempt from all of Ionios' special rules. It's never really explained why. It's one of the things I wish they actually did explain. Okay, I can finally change arts, so that's nice. Okay, so Air Slash and Shadow Eye are Shulk arts, I remember that. I'm pretty sure Edge Thrust is, an Atom art. Sword Strike... that might be, Shulk's original talent art with the Junk Sword. I can never remember what that one's called. Ground Beat, I don't remember if that's an art. It might be one of Rex's arts. It also might be one of Ryan's arts, but I genuinely don't remember for Ground Beat. I'm not really going to remember all of the little nitty-gritty details like that, but just know that a lot of the art names are references to other games. Like, there's even X references, like, Uni's Myopic Screen is an X art, which is really neat.
A good time to say them, huh?
Yeah, nothing better than unburdening yourself.
Like, here's Kite, you might remember him. Feto Valley. You can see that bunch of leftists there just talking about everything. Fair warning, this is probably the last story stuff we're gonna see for this stream. After this, there's like 4 or 5 side quests you unlock that I plan on doing.
Yeah.
So that's probably the last story stuff, but we'll see.
What's up?
Our rank, it is copper, right?
Talking about colony ranks. I mean, we did win big yesterday. It'll only be a matter of time before we make iron. That'll be it.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh, looks like they're rolling out silver rank for this operation.
Silver rank? What would they be doing here?
Orders are orders. Can't complain about their help, though.
We're moving out. Wedge formation until point D. Don't fall behind.
I like that Uni, the bird lady, uses the term sticking his beak in other people's businesses. There's some flammies. Those are camels, I'm pretty sure. Let's get travel on my schedule. Alright, so this thing right here,
Here's a tough customer.
this is an elite monster.
What's with that one?
Yeah, this one is. Come on. This.
Don't trip on your laces, yeah? Lance, I did say to keep your head screwed on.
So this is the elite monster theme. I fucking love this song.
Extra! Topple! Air flash! Arrow burst! Take this! Crackdown! Extra! Have it! Power blast! Bullet blast! Tussle! Oh, we can tussle! Come here! I got something for you! You really say
Come on, man.
Enemy's broken away from me! Come here! I got something for you!
Thanks for the support.
Nothing going.
Power ring.
Lightning blast! Got them pinned down! Extra!
I was trying to find the tactic control to get Lance to look at this monster, but I don't think I've actually unlocked it yet. Because I don't have the left palette, art palette on the screen yet.
You're on fire, Lance!
And that's when it shows up.
I'm getting the hang of this.
Healing ring.
Hit him with the days.
I got something for you!
I'm good at this whole healing business.
Cheers for that! Have it! Extra! That was over way too soon!
Hear that, Noah?
Lance wants something a bit meatier.
Oh, this is rare.
So this is a new feature for Xenoblade 3 specifically, the skirmishes. You can pick a side and you'll get rewards for each. Unfortunately, you can't turn traitor and kill your own colony here, so you were forced to side with Kavas. But later on, you will be able to choose which side of the skirmish you want to support. And there are different rewards for each side that are worth considering.
Come here! I got something for you!
Cheers, you're a gem.
You can try a little harder! You're on fire, Lance! That was over way too soon!
Hear that, Noah? Lance wants
Yep,
something a
they're
bit
just gonna
meatier.
hang out here. I don't think I can kill this unique monster yet. I'm pretty sure I've tried before and it's like destroyed me. I'm gonna change something real quick here. Auto targeting is off. So I'm not sure why I've been having that problem, but I think it might be another instance of me trying
Lenny?
to.
He looks worried. Let's ask him what's wrong.
Hold on. I think it's just another instance of me trying to play the game like Torna. Because again, I was playing it literally like 2 days ago.
Enemy's broken away from me! That's the weak point! Come here! I got something for you! Thanks! Extra! We've got them pinned down! Have it! Arrow burst!
Got it all figured out.
one.
Is that what I think it is?
I'll lure them in.
What I am doing is luring the posse of monsters away from the unique monster, because the unique monster is going to be hard enough on its own, but you really don't want to be fighting in large groups of enemies in this game.
I wish we could have avoided that.
What were they gonna do? Make me yawn myself to death? Uppercut! Slash! Air slash! Come here! I got something for you!
Thanks.
Right,
I'll keep up the attack.
Smooth as always, Noah. This veteran tent-turner. Alright, next! Oh wait, it's over.
I'll lure them in.
Come here! I got something for you!
Thanks.
Break!
Powering!
Double!
That's the weak point.
Looking good, Noah! That was over way too soon!
Hear that, Noah? Lance wants something a bit meatier.
And then we will try and fight the unique monster.
You really saved us the hook.
Alright, things are getting good.
How's about this veteran tent-turner?
We're just getting warmed up.
Alright. We are all one level above it, so we might actually
This'll be a
able
challenge.
to.
Don't lose focus.
Like spark, I'm copping it here.
Here, as you will know, our name's Finale.
Right the crowd!
Hey, this isn't too bad. Nice one, Wamba.
Hair trigger! Cheers for that! Hammy! Extra! Arrow burst! Fucking break!
I'll keep up the attack.
Smooth as always, Noah.
What?
Overclock buster.
Okay, now it's gonna. I forgot if it's called an Awakening or Enraged in this game, but it's a lot more aggressive and stronger now.
I'll keep up the attack.
Looking good, Noah!
As you can see from the increased amount of damage it has done to Lance in such a short amount of time. And win! Nice. Okay, I was able to beat it on the first try. That went really well.
I wish we could have avoided that.
We aced that one.
There's an
Oh, this
origin
is
metal
rare.
piece up there. That's what that glowing thing is. It is worth collecting them as soon as you see them and not waiting until you need to. They are a necessary item for one of the late game things. And you need a lot of them. Of course, everything on this hill is significantly higher level than me. So if I try and fight any of them, I will in fact be getting my shit kicked in.
These are worth a bit, right?
We should take good care of that.
But there's a lot of, like, fun parkour and, like,
I'll lure them in.
you can, well, not parkour, but there's platforming in Xenoblade 3 to some degree, where, like, exploring around and, like, jumping up cliff faces and, like, rocks and stuff is actually, like, how you find a good amount of things in this game.
When's the battle happening?
Almost lost.
Honestly, that's not a bad thumbnail right there, honestly.
What's that?
Smarts.
Oh, looks like we can go on from here.
There he is. Sometimes your party members will run off like that and say something.
And we only just won the fight with Colony Sigma.
But sometimes it can be hard to, like, track them down and see where they went. It is worth trying to, because normally they will point out, like, an area you can climb up, or a different path, or a cave, or, like, a collectible, things of that nature.
Fight with focus.
This one looking at me funny.
Come here! I got something for you!
You're a lifesaver.
Extra! Take arrow burn!
Stutter stepping and techniques like that from Xenoblade 2 and Torna are not in this game. So, like, if I attack and then go like that, Noah doesn't immediately attack again. Not that it really matters for Kavesi, because their arts are on timers like Xenoblade 1 and X. Aghanim characters have their arts recharged by auto attack, like in 2 and Torna.
Here we go, guys.
This one looking at me funny. Hey, you!
Uppercut! Slap! Come here! I got something for you!
You're a lifesaver.
Hey, this isn't too bad.
Nice one, Wamba.
Ha! Topple!
Take this.
Hey, I'm here!
You're on fire, Lance.
Got you!
Yes, I know I had Buster charged and it was still dazed, but I wasn't convinced the animation would finish with how much daze was still left in the gauge. Not that it mattered, but...
Come on, keep going.
So, when's the battle happening?
that direction. I'm gonna pick up Lenny's side quest while I'm here. Power frames are those blue discs on all of the Kavasi bodies. They're a future connected reference. Shulk invented them, presumably.
We've been spotted.
Come here! I got something for you!
You're a lifesaver.
Power!
That was a little too early.
Overclock Buster! You can try a little harder. You're on fire, Lance!
Heal!
That was over way too soon.
Hear that, Noah? Lance wants something a bit meatier.
Come here! I got something for you! Thanks! Hey! Couple! Extra! Arrow burst! Have it! Ha! Nothing going. Extra! Hey! I'm here! You're on fire, Lance!
I'll get better about the timings the more I play, but I'm also like starting to lose focus a little bit. I might call this stream.
Way too soon!
Hear that, Noah? Lance wants something a bit meatier.
We've been spotted. Come here! I got something for you! Thanks! Extra!
Power ring!
Take Buster! Airflash! Arrow burst! Break! Topple! Have it!
Got you!
Ha! Extra! Overclock! We've got them pinned down! Have it!
Eat it!
That's probably the like optimal way of doing that combo that I just did, or at least better than what I was doing before. Another elite monster over there.
Oh, look over there!
Hey, this one means business.
Come here!
What Wamba was doing there, or at least attempting to, is what I mentioned earlier.
Enemy's broken away from me!
He just, was kind of failing at it a little bit, which is funny.
You're a lifesaver! You can try a little harder!
Hey, Lance anything up today?
Topple! Nothing! Enemy's broken away from me! Have it! Come here! I got something for you!
Cheers, you're a gem.
Have it! Cheeky! Hey! I'm here! You're on fire, Lance! Lightning blast!
Moving on up.
Protect my friend! Bullet rush! Ha! Extra! I'll keep up the attack!
Smooth as always, Noah. Got you!
Break! Arrow burst! Topple! Take this! Extra! Overclock! I'll keep up the attack! How's about this? Oh, look over there!
Now he's gonna run off again.
Guess we can go this way too.
Oh, yeah, that's the way we were going, Wamba.
Better log this in the terrain data. Here we go, guys. Never a dull moment, eh? We got the initiative. Nice one, Wamba. Come here. I got something for you. Thanks.
That's the super boss. Yeah, that thing up there is a super boss.
One, Wamba. Extra.
You used to be able to sync its break by killing it super early on, because its tombstone appears in like a late game area in this location that you can then use to go backwards to like completely sequence break. But I'm pretty sure they patched that out.
Bullet rush. Overclock. That was over way too soon.
Hear that, Noah? Lance wants something a bit meatier.
I'll need a hand here. I'm on it.
Okay, the quest is done. Good stuff. I'll go grab that treasure chest too while I'm here.
Here we go, guys. Never a dull moment, eh? Take extra! Come here!
Also, a little gameplay tip. The bonus effect of a positional, it doesn't register when you hit, it registers when you press the button. So, like, a second ago, I was able to still get the edge thrust backslash effect, even though I didn't actually hit it in the back. The attack visually hit its front because it had turned around. But I had pressed the button, the input was registered while it was still facing behind, so it still gave me the positional benefit.
I'll lure them in.
Come here! I got something for you!
You're a lifesaver.
No! Enemy's broken away from me!
Arrow
Come
burst.
here! I got something for you!
Thanks. Air slash. Lightning blast. Ah! Enemy reinforcements.
Come here! I got something
There
for
we
you!
go.
Thanks.
This might be a party wipe. This might be the first one on stream.
Edge thrust.
We'll see. It's
Enemy's broken
pretty
away
close
from me!
to that, so it's possible.
Come here! I got something for you!
Thanks for the support. Not good at this part.
Enemy's broken away from me! Come here! I got something for you!
Thanks for the support.
This might be really good.
Topple!
Edge thrust.
Uppercut!
Air slash. Arrow burst.
It's only an elite monster and not a unique, and I'm in 2 levels of damage, so it might be doable. Especially since we killed the other one. If I tried to fight all 3 at once, I definitely would have wiped. And there is still technically a possibility that things will be a little bit better.
Hey, eyes here. You're on fire, lads.
Eat it.
Crush your air burst.
Got you.
Lightning blast.
Root heal.
Hey, this isn't too bad. Nice one, Wamba.
Oh, that quick move thing I'm doing is done by pressing in the stick, the right stick. I don't do it very often because I don't like clicking sticks because of stick drift. I don't know if it causing that is just like an urban myth or something, but I've gone through so many Joy-Con that I hate clicking in the stick of any game now on any console. It drives me insane. Like, playing Elden Ring on my single DualSense controller was, like, genuinely kind of stressful, having to walk on constantly. And I was like, oh my god, please don't kill my DualSense. I've heard so many stories about this controller having stick drift. I still have my original DualSense, and thankfully there isn't any stick drift on it, and I've had it for about a year now. So I really hope that doesn't change. I don't want to spend $80 to buy a new one, or $200 to buy the one with the changeable sticks. I probably should just buy that one, but $200 for a controller is kind of ludicrous.
We should take good care of that.
And not something I could really afford at the moment anyway. Okay. Got the items. Yeah, it's a pretty good place to stop. So I'm just gonna save. Oh, you can see this is where I made my last save when I was testing
It's good to keep a record.
the stream here. Okay. So yeah, that was my first stream of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I put in the description that I'm going to try and do this every day, and I am going to try and do it every day. It probably won't actually be every day. It's a pretty frequent occurrence where I go out of town to my friend's place, and I do that fairly often, and she doesn't really have a spot where I could set up a stream or, stream at all over there. So whenever I am out of town, I probably won't be able to stream every day. But I do want to try and stream as much of this game as possible. I haven't decided if I want to do exploration and side quest things off screen and just do story quests on stream or something like that, because this game is very, very long. It is the shortest main Xenoblade game out of the main trilogy, except for, I guess, X, because X's story is like 12 hours long, but you're going to be spending a lot longer of X doing side quests than in any other game anyway. So I haven't decided if I want to do this largely off stream and just do story content, or try and do as much of everything on screen as possible. My main hope is by streaming this as one continuous series, I will build up a bit more of a following. This one stream has done very well. I've had 39 views, which is more than I think any other stream I've done, so that's a very good indication for me. I do love Xenoblade 3. It is the Xenoblade thing that is least familiar to me, well, other than X, because I have only beaten it 5 times as opposed to the literally incalculable number of times I've beaten Xenoblade 1 and the many, many times I've beaten Xenoblade 2. So it would be the easiest for me to get through in a full setting. And the only other game that I think I have in full on my channel is Doom 2016, and that was from a while ago that I streamed that. So I haven't actually done any, like, full streams on my channel for a while. So that is my main hope, is to get another full series, hopefully get some engagement up, and I'm gonna try and be as consistent with this as possible. I don't know if there's a specific time of day I'm going to end up streaming. I kind of just did this one when I woke up, but I might do in the afternoon, I might do at night, I might like jump around and just see what gives me the most overall viewers. Again, this one seems to have done very well. I'm now at 40 views. Well, very well for me, being a small channel. But we'll see. I do plan on tweeting, or skeeting, or whatever the fuck it's called, over on Blue Sky. I do plan on posting that I am going to be live when I am. I might also just record, like, side quests and exploration stuff off stream, and then, like, have 2 separate playlists. One that's mostly story stuff, and one that is just, you know, no commentary, me running around doing side quests for people who want that. But I could also see that being a lot of extra recording and stuff. And honestly, I'm probably going to do a lot of that stuff just in bed anyway. So we will see how stuff like that works. But at any rate, this is the end of the video. Thank you guys, or stream. Thank you guys, everyone, for tuning in and watching. Again, this is the best one I've done so far. Thank you all so much for the support. And tune back in tomorrow for part 2, where I will probably just pick up from the story progression we left off. I am probably just going to do those couple of side quests that I unlocked off screen. That way we can immediately get into the Alfeto Valley lore stuff, because that's where the plot for Xenoblade 3 really starts picking up. This was just a lot of establishing. So, thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys all later. Bye!